The veiled statues, the gardener. Mysteries witnessed and spoke about in the lore for years. Do these mysterious figures have any meaning, or are they simply relics of darkness, symbols for the journey to the final shape and beyond? Today we are going to throw out some theories on the veiled statues and revisit early concept art, one where an ethereal female character is seen warning of the traveler's arrival. Welcome Guardians, hope you're having a great day. In today's video we will discuss parts of the lore but also theorize heavily. So there's a little warning I guess for some of you who aren't into those epic theories. The veiled statues have only appeared in pyramids tied to the witness to my knowledge. Other disciples like Ralk and Callus don't seem to have veiled statues in their pyramids. I could be wrong, let me know down below.
In light, there is only death. Come to us. Do not be afraid. Respite lies ahead.
So the locations we have them seem to be connected to the witness, pyramid ships, and even the one near Clarity Control on Europa with Clovis Bray, his madness, and trying to experiment with that darkness. Also the Garden of Salvation ending, also again witness. All of these statues seem to deal with the witness and its connection and communication to subjects like Clovis or our guardian. We visited these statues heavily in times where the witness was trying to recruit us and others. Eris got her power of stasis from the lunar pyramid, and that's where it first started to contact us. After that, going to Europa, speaking to another one, and getting the power of stasis for ourselves. So that's the veiled statues. We'll come back to those in a bit. What about the term gardener? The most well-known use of this word in Destiny brings us back to the early days of the universe with the gardener and the winnower. The forces of light and darkness that would play the flower game. The gardener was said to want to create life, new forms, while the winnower's job was the exact opposite, destroy everything, or life that was not fit for survival. The main belief was that's what the gardener was, this representation of the light in the cosmic game, a god force out there. In the lore cards and even in the game as recent as Lightfall, the Traveler itself is referred to as the Gardener though. So is the Traveler the Gardener itself? That or maybe a spawn of the Gardener itself? A creation to live out its ideals in the physical universe? So we don't have a direct answer, but let's have some fun. In that flower game, the Gardener kinda threw a tantrum and got upset that this game was so stagnant, so it made a new rule. From the first knife card, we see this. A special new rule, something to... The gardener threw up their hands in exasperation. I don't know, to reward those who make space for new complexity. A power that helps those who make strength through heterodoxy and who steer the game away from gridlock. Something to ensure there is always someone building something new. It'll have to be separate from the rest of the rules, running in parallel so it can't be compromised. And we'll have to be very careful so it doesn't disrupt the whole game. So from that first knife card, the gardener created something to change the game. Something to ensure there's always something building something new. What if the Traveler was this creation? Was the Traveler a part of the gardener creator or perhaps even the gardener itself? Maybe in this new rule it changed itself to become different, to continuously create the opposite of the winnower's beliefs.
At its root, the Traveler is a terraformer, a gardener. It generates natural life, physical transformation at a molecular scale across whole planets. This should have been our first hint. The domain of the light is the domain of the physical.
The winnower also has this to say about the gardener. "It was the gardener that chose you from the dead. I wouldn't have done that. It's just not in me. But now that they have invested themselves in you, you are incredibly, uniquely special. That wandering refuge chose to make a stand, spend their power to say, 'Here I prove myself right. Here I wager that, given power over physics and the trust of absolute freedom, people will choose to build and protect a gentle kingdom ringed in spears, and not fall to temptation, and not surrender to division, and never yield to the cynicism that says, everyone else is so good that I can afford to be a little evil.'" So if the Traveler is the gardener itself, that's interesting. Is there just a universal force behind this Traveler, a godlike existence that controls and commands it, or does such a being, the gardener, actually exist? This brings the theory back to Ilya Abalkanov's concept for Destiny's opening cinematic. On his page it says, "Cinematic film for the video game franchise Destiny. Directors Ilya V. Abalkanov and Simon Clowes collaborate with Bungie to design and direct the opening film, which leads you into the game. Set in present-day Mars, the story narrates the first encounter and the discovery of an unidentified spherical object, the Traveler. In this animatic and early concept, you can see a female character introduce the Traveler's arrival. So this made me wonder, who is this character? Is she tied to the Traveler? We've made videos on this before, but as we get towards the end of the Light and Dark saga, will we see this character at some point? She obviously seems paracausal or magical in nature. I don't think some normal human would be on the surface of Mars like this, especially during a time period where humans, the astronauts, needed the spacesuits to breathe. This character was clearly super important in the game's concept and says the Traveler is coming, everything you know is about to change. Is this character the original gardener? If so, does this concept still exist? Has the Witness been in search of this gardener since the beginning of its hatred? And does the veiled statue represent its path toward finding the gardener and that final shape? Anyway, Guardians, that's all we got for today's video. Let me know your thoughts about the gardener in the comments down below and who you think this character was in the first concept by Abalkanov. If you'd like to see some more Destiny lore and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching and I'll catch you all in the next video.